There is Devraj. Paper. Devraj.
Yes, sir.
What are your optionals?
So forestry and geology.
Devraj, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, sir. Sir, I am a person from Emur village in Karur district. Basically, I am from agriculture family, and I did my graduation in chemical engineering from Pungu Engineering College, and then I started to prepare for civil service. Later on, I also got an opportunity to give mains in Indian Forest Service, and I am interested in cricket and eco restoration works.
What is this eco restoration?
Sir, through multiple ways, rejuvenating the health of the nature.
Any examples?
Sir, lake restoration, tree plantation activities.
Where you have done?
Sir, in my own district, sir, Karur district.
Where?
Sir, Panchapatti Lake, I participated with the NGO called Ilaya Talamurai. I participated with them in Panchapatti Lake restoration works. And then
What you did for restoring the lake?
Sir, they initially started collected the plastic wastes accumulated in the lakes, and then they also did the removal of Prosopis junipera trees.
Only these two. The deepening was not done.
Sir, they did through buckling engines.
So that was also done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bank stabilization was not done.
Sir, already the Panchapatti Lake is a peculiar architecture. The Britishers itself constructed through concretes and using iron rods. So we have a strong embankments. Yes, sir.
Which is the industry in your district? What are the industries, major industries in your district?
Sir, Karur is majorly dominated by textile industry and bus body fitting.
You have one cement factory there?
Yes, sir, cement factory, Chettinad cement factory, and then TNPL paper mill also using their fly ash, they are producing TNPL cement.
Okay. So what is the raw material for this TNPL?
Sir, TNPL is the only paper mill in India which has more than 80% of its raw material from bagasse, and then other than that they are using eucalyptus, casuarina trees as raw materials.
What is bagasse?
So bagasse is a end product of sugar factory.
No, what is the content? What is the material, chemical in bagasse, which is being converted into paper?
It's a cellulose present in the bagasse is converted into paper.
Okay, good. So when it comes to cement industry, do you think this Dalmia cement is a polluting industry, or it is industry which is giving employment to your district?
Sir, Dalmia is not present in my own district, sir. It is present in nearby Ariyur district.
No. In your very near to Karur, when you are going towards Trichy, there is a factory on your right hand side. No?
Yes, sir.
That is Karur or in Perambalur district?
Sir, sorry, sir. I think it's Chettinad cement factory located in Puliyur.
Yes, that is
sir.
in your district only, no?
Yes, sir.
I am asking about that factory only.
Chettinad
I am asking, is it a polluting industry or is it an industry which is giving employment to the public, or both?
Generally, my area is an arid area, sir. So there is not much agriculture. So they are providing the employment, and then they are also trying to their maximum extent cope up with the environmental laws to prevent the pollution through the industries.
Okay. What are all the legislations in our country for protecting environment?
Sir, we can start from 1972 Wildlife Protection Act, and then 1980 Environmental Protection Act, Environment Protection Act 1986. Sorry, sir. And then we also have a specific acts like Air Pollution Control Act, Water Pollution Control Act.
Which year is that? Air Act and Water Act are before or after Environment Protection Act?
Sir, Water Act is, I am not sure, but the year is 1974.
Okay.
But I am not sure about the Air Pollution Control Act.
After this Environment Protection Act came,
Yes, sir.
Air Act and Water Act, are they now in force or they have been repealed?
So they also enforce.
Who is the enforcer of this act? Air Act and Water Act. Who enforces? Like Forest Act means forest officers.
Yes, sir.
The Air Act and Water Act, who enforces in all the states?
Sir, I am not sure about that, but if you permit, can I make a guess?
Yeah.
Sir, I think central and state pollution control boards are enforcing the air and water pollution.
you are correct. Then why are you getting perturbed? You are right. So what about this Environment Protection Act? Who enforces that? Like forest officers enforce Forest Act. Customs officer enforces Customs Act. Environment Protection Act, who enforces?
Sir, I couldn't recollect.
Okay. That's all from my side.
Who is the father of Indian forestry?
Sir, I think it's Dietrich Brandes.
Okay, why is it called as the father of Indian forestry?
Sir, he did enormous contribution to the Indian forestry.
Like?
First, he established the Imperial Forest School in Dehradun, and then he also documented the sacred groves of India. I read about that, sir. He documented the sacred groves, and then he also wrote books about Indian forest.
Okay, but where have you read that he has enumerated the sacred groves of India?
Sir, I think I read in Wikipedia, sir.
Wikipedia.
Yes, sir. He documented the sacred groves of Meghalaya Garo Khasi tribes.
Okay, how much have you relied on Wikipedia for preparing for this forest service?
Sir, to the most extent, I try to cover through reliable sources like Forest Survey of India reports, and then for general information, finally I will go for Wikipedia information.
Just to patch it up.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is a continental shelf?
So continental shelf is an extension of continent into the ocean floor, which is the major place for breeding, fish breeding. So and there is a deposition of river sands in the continental shelves.
Okay. What is an average width or depth of continental shelf on the west coast of India?
Sir, I am not sure about that, but I think compared to east coast, west coast have more depth, around 80 to 100 kilometers. I am not sure about
Depth?
I'm
100
not-
kilometers?
Sorry, sir, I am not sure about
What is Bermuda Triangle?
Sir, it is located nearby to Caribbean islands. It's said to be there is an attractive force. Because of that, there is no possibility of flying over that Bermuda Triangle.
Is it true?
Sir, I think there is no any specific force responsible for Bermuda Triangle, sir. I'm not sure about what is pulling the objects flying over there.
But is the reports that objects are being pulled,
Yes, sir.
is that true?
Sorry, sir.
You're not aware of that. Okay. What is CAMPA?
Second.
CAMPA?
It's a compensatory afforestation fund and then act followed by act.
What is that?
Sir, whenever there is a diversion of lands for the diversion of forest lands to the developmental projects, then the private players need to contribute certain amount of net present value to the government for establishment of afforestation work in the nearby forest areas, and then they also need to do certain afforestation works through CAMPA.
Okay. So how do they do that? But CAMPA is basically what? Is it money or an organization or what? Or both?
So it's a fund followed by there are certain rules for afforestation works.
Okay. What is M stripes?
So it's a technology used in tiger census.
Tiger census.
It's a tiger population counting and then management of tiger.
How many tiger reserves are there in the country?
Sir, around 50 tiger reserves are in India.
50.
Yes, sir.
And how many in Tamil Nadu?
Sir, in Tamil Nadu there is 4 tiger reserves.
Okay. Why is tiger kept as a national animal? Because previously it was lion.
Yes,
Now
sir.
Ashoka Stambhana. Then why tiger was?
Sir, I am not sure for the exact reason why they chosen, but maybe it is a top carnivore and distributed all over the India, most of the states, around 20 states. Then lion, which is only habitated in Gir National Park of Gujarat.
So you mean to say that, can you say the same argument to Narendra Modi now?
Sir?
Can you say the same reason to our Prime Minister now? He is from Gujarat.
Yes, sir.
You mean to say that lion is very limited, so doesn't represent the entire biodiversity of India. Isn't it you want to say?
Sir, comparatively we can say, sir, tiger is
More represented.
widely distributed than lion is.
Okay. Is that the reason? My question is not that. My question is why tiger has been kept as the national animal of India. Okay. What is IUCN? Explain.
Sir, International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Species.
FRI?
FRI.
FRI.
Forest Research Institute.
WWF?
World Wildlife Fund.
CITES?
Convention on International Trade of Endangered Species, which includes flora and fauna.
CMS?
Convention on Migratory Species, sir, which is also called as.
What are the C3 and C4 plants?
Sir, I couldn't understand. Sir.
What is climate proofing?
Climate proofing. Sorry, sir.
What is the difference between adaptation and mitigation?
Sir, adaptation is if there is any threat. For example, if it is a climate change, then we are able to withstand the threat. Mitigation is in future we need to avoid that kind of critical circumstances. So we are going for another futuristic technologies.
Can you give two examples for adaptation and mitigation against sea level rise? Adaptation.
Sir, adaptation.
You have imagined that you have a house on the sea coast. What do you do?
Sir, for adaptation we can construct sea walls. We call it as grayons. Like that we can construct.
One.
Sir, for mitigation.
No, adaptation second example.
Sir, other than that I didn't recollect now.
Just imagine if you are living on a sea coast. How will you adapt?
Sir, please give me 10 seconds. Then I can. Sir, for adaptation, we can establish grayons and then we can improve the base of the houses. We can increase the base of the houses, and then we can also go for resilient structures, construction structures. We can go for adaptation.
Mitigation?
Sir, for mitigation, we need to go for plantation activities in coastal areas, shelter belts. Like that we can go for.
Can you name 2-3 tribes seen in Tamil Nadu?
Yes, sir. So Irulas, who are the most populous tribes in Tamil Nadu.
Popular or populous?
In terms of population,
Number,
they are
okay.
around 150,000, sir.
Okay.
And then Badagas, Todas, Kotas, Kurumbas, Katanayakans, they are also present in Tamil Nadu.
Okay. And you know about Forest Rights Act?
Yes, sir.
When was it enacted?
Sir, it is in 2006.
What is a developmental right?
Sir, within forest, the traditional forest dwellers and then scheduled tribes can make certain activities for their own development.
Okay, like example?
Sir, minor forest produce collection.
That's not a developmental right. Can they make a big township inside the forest?
No,
Under this
sir,
act?
they are not allowed to do
Then what are they allowed to do?
that. Sir, whatever they are for their sustenance, the necessity for their survival, they can do within the forest. Sir.
Okay.
You are chemical engineer.
Yes, sir.
So, you know the combination of soil.
Yes,
Do you come across in your education, the graduation day?
sir, I know a little bit about that.
Okay. Then, have you come across anything on food, combination of food, chemically? Can you describe chemically what is food?
Sir, wood is majorly consist of the cellulose and then lignin.
That's good. That's good. So, you were from an area where fly ash is maximum
Yes, sir.
because of industrial things.
Yes, sir.
What is the idea or your what is the opinion how to reduce the impact of fly ash? It should not become a pollution. You know? How you are going to do? What are the stages or methods you can adapt?
Sir, already there is enough promotion for use of fly ash as a usable products. So, as like in Maharashtra, they are introduced to fly ash utilization policy. Likewise, in other states also, we can give major push for using fly ash in cement bricks manufacturing, and then in addition to that, we can improve the fuel efficiency. So that we can reduce the emission as a fly ash.
Okay, you mean to say that the particles can be combined and made it into solid things and can be used?
Yes, sir. Cement bricks.
So have you just anywhere come across fibers, microfibrils, micro beads? Have you ever come across these words?
Yes, sir. I heard
What
about
are they?
microbeads.
What are they?
So they are used in cosmetic industries, and they are used to enter into water streams and then finally reaches the marine ecosystem and causes major devastation to the marine aquatic life.
Only marine.
Sir, finally it ended
What do you know
up in
about the bioaccumulation or
yes.
anything? Any idea on that?
Yes. Sir, bioaccumulation, and there are another one thing is biomagnification.
Okay.
In bioaccumulation, the hazardous chemical substances or a poisonous one will enter into the food chain, and in biomagnification, due to the movement of chemicals from bottom level to high level, it will increase in concentrations.
Bottom to higher level of what?
So, in food chains.
That is the word you are missing.
So, how can you differentiate environment and ecology? Can you say how we can different? Why they are using two different words or both are same? What do they indicate?
I think there is a subtle difference between the both.
Okay.
Sir, in environment, if we are considering as one species, anything which is surrounded, whether it's a biotic or abiotic, then it can be called as an environment. But ecology is a combination of biotic, abiotic things living in a particular ecosystem.
So, you know wetland?
Yes, sir.
How do you just say a particular place it can be designated as a wetland? Any criteria? Can you make anything?
Sir, there are numerous varieties of wetlands. For instance, there may be a temporary wetland, it may be permanent wetlands.
That is okay.
Yes.
You just say this is a wetland. How can you say this is a wetland?
Sir, if there is a continuous presence of water, and then it have a ecosystem which supports the water living plants, then we can call it as a wetlands.
Or farmland also, supposedly rice land,
Yes.
rice production center.
Yes.
That is also, can we call it as a wetland?
Yes, sir, we can call it as a temporary wetlands
Okay.
because there is a continuous presence of water in paddy cultivation.
Have you heard this word biodiversity hotspot?
Yes, sir, I heard about it.
What is it? Can you name some of the biodiversity hotspot which is available in India?
Sir, basically biodiversity hotspots is conceptualized by Norman Mayers. India have around 8 biodiversity hotspots. Sorry sir, I am not sure about that. I think Eastern Himalayas, Western Ghats along with Sri Lanka, these are some biodiversity hotspots in India.
Now interview is over, feedback session. I find you are good. And be like this, you will come out.
Okay.
No
You're
further.
good. You're very excellent. The issue is you can bring some smile. Now you are bringing it. It can be brought.
In between I forgot to
Don't do that. It's natural. Okay. Don't behave. Your information is very good. and your placing is if little slow, still it is good. Okay, you can make it if possible, because if it is your own way, you can proceed as such. And the information what you got is nice, and be specific. Don't give more information like environment or stuff. Okay, it is good. Biodiversity hotspot means everybody knows who has coined that things in information. Needed we will be asking who has done what this. You can say this is this one, this two. These are all basic things. Only we have got to. Whatever you said is correct. So you refresh it. You get this information from the known sources, from departmental people, or you meet some officers. You talk to them, get to know more basic information. Otherwise, you got more information, detailed information you got, just have a pleasant smile. Okay, that one is most important. Otherwise, things are very good. And pollution related issues, because you have started, that is why I brought that information. Try to know more related information and try to give more management aspect. That means you are going to be manager. You have proved your technical things and all already. Your memory things, all it's all good. How as a manager, how you going to provide solution? So solution matter is important. Okay. So you are very good in that. You try to put in a smile face. Okay. Good.
You told about Wikipedia, no?
No, I didn't. You are.
Yeah, just two things only. Otherwise, it's good. You're good. You're articulating, making eye contact, all fine. Yeah. Only thing is that I never mentioned about Wikipedia. Because that is not taken as an authentic source per se. Okay. It's an open source kind of thing, but there are mistakes. You can refer, that's a different issue, but always validate it. Number two, one question you said about can it take 10 seconds at all? 10 seconds.
Okay.
Don't mention the second. You can say, can I just think about it for a while or something?
Okay.
10 seconds is too mechanical,
Okay.
And for us, it appears a little longer time period. Okay. So I think these are the two things.
Otherwise, you are good. You are good.
Perfectly all right. And the interim period, before the interview. Now just go back and refresh the fundamentals. Fundamentals.
And you're taking some time to answer each question. I don't know where it is natural or this thing. The question is posed.
Yes, sir.
You are giving an unnatural gap. The gap appears to be unnatural to us. Maybe it's your personality. I don't know.
Sir, actually, I have given on previous interview.
Yeah.
In that, what I felt is after the board member asked the question, I immediately started to answer like that. So I am not exactly clearly able to articulate the answer. So
No, you can take 2-3 seconds, but you are taking more time than normal. That's what I felt.
Okay.
You did not start immediately. At the same time, you did not give this much gap which you are giving also. Certainly that much I can tell you. You can be in between. Like now you are answering, like whatever he told you responded, whatever I am telling you are responding. This time you are not giving, or rather you are not responding in this time during the actual interview. You are giving an extended pass.
Okay.
That you can bit avoid, or you can reduce that time of passage.
Do you have anything to ask us?
Sir,
Because he appears to be so.
Sir, whether I can make a course correction, because first sir asked how many biodiversity hotspots like that. Initially in first I said 8, and then only
No, you
strikes.
you should say that I stand
43.
corrected, sir. Like my memory tells me that there are only 2. Like you can correct it. Should not be an issue. I feel that you know things, but only thing you are taking that extra time to come to the correct track. Maybe that's your personality. I mean, you just deviate and then you again come back. In fact, most of your answers were correct. 90% of your answers were correct. But when you started, you are on the wrong track. I don't know. Maybe that pass gives you that. I don't know. That personality issue is there. That if you correct, you will be a wonderful. Otherwise, I don't have much to add. All the best.
Sir, other than that, I am from vernacular medium, so.
No, your English is okay. No, your English is okay.
Backlog.
And we don't bother for that. That's another thing. We only go based on what you tell, not on the way in which
I
you
have
tell.
some doubts. So
No, your English is
No, perfect.
No,
Nobody can make it out.
Nobody can have any questions on
In
that.
fact, it was one of the best actually got me here.
That's why I'm saying I don't have much to say on you. You are a good candidate. Don't worry. Have full confidence on yourself. Okay? All the
And
best.
then with respect to eco restoration, what I said is okay or
It was okay, but only thing is
because
that
these are the things.
no, eco-restoration, they will ask you many things.
Okay.
You have to go through some literature, like what is currently happening in Tamil Nadu, Kudimaramat and all those things you have to brush up. That's why I didn't have time to probe you on that, but you can expect more questions on it.
What you can do is, there is one organization called NCF,
Okay.
Nature Conservation Foundation.
Okay, sir.
Go to their site.
Okay.
They have come out with a booklet on eco-restoration of rainforest.
Okay.
So that gives lots of information, including difference between eco-restoration, different types, then afforestation, reforestation. These are some fundamental things. If you can go through that, you can
Okay, sir.
get
Because
clarity.
I know the ground situation,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah,
need to
understand.
prepare for the content of
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
No, you read more on
Okay.
that subject.
Okay.
What is happening, contemporary Tamil Nadu, lot of work is happening on that. So I expect you will,
environmentalist foundation.
eco-restoration especially is happening. Lot of things are happening in the state, not only in Tamil Nadu, in South India as such, especially in other states also. So you can certainly expect some questions. We have to be better prepared on that.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.